What is up, guys and gals of the internet? My name is Kai, and welcome to All Heart No Skill. I am not good at speaking right now, apparently. So I'm gonna be doing a tier list because why the fuck not? This is gonna be I'm gonna be doing a few, not in this video, but just a few death battle ones. I'm gonna be spreading them out. And by spreading them out, I mean recording them all probably like right now, and then deciding if I want to spread them out or just upload them all at once and see what happens. We're gonna see. But this one is Death Battle remakes, ones that people want to happen. I'm gonna be putting them in one of these, and let's just go over them. I'm gonna give you my reasoning if for everything. So first one is Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter. Um, it's okay. I think the animation wasn't good in the first one, but I don't think we have anything to gain from this remake. I don't know. All that we could really gain was a better animation, but it's not really needed. Robocop versus Terminator again. I don't know. I don't think it's a necessity. It's okay. It could happen. I think we've gotten one new Robocop movie since then, and one or two Terminator films. I don't know if they've. I haven't seen them, so I don't know if they would change the outcome of the fight. But I don't know. Just it doesn't seem necessary to me. Bowser versus Ganon, I want it. I want it because I still am of the opinion that Bowser should have won the first time. But we'll just kind of have to see. It probably won't happen because Ganon's already showed up twice. If Bowser shows up again, he's most likely not going to be fighting Ganon. He might fight K. Rool. Who else? Ridley. But he probably won't be fighting Ganon again. But it could be cool. Gar versus Toff. I want it. I want it more than Bowser versus Ganon. One, because I think the animation, because like the old animation wasn't bad, but it definitely could be improved upon, and the outcome was wrong the first time. I've tried to argue it for so long that it wasn't wrong, but that was my bias for Toph showing. Even now that I've started watching Avatar, I still like Toph more than Gara, but I can't argue it anymore. However, I will say I've heard people say that Gara should have been given Shukaku, which I completely disagree with. But that's another point, another video in its entirety. Um, See, I really want Gara versus Toph. Next up, Guts versus Nightmare. Please, please, or just give Nightmare and Guts both new episodes. But Guts versus Nightmare, please give. This would be amazing. The episode itself wasn't horrible. However, it seemed more or less like please go read or watch Berserk type of thing. It wasn't here's two cool characters. It was here's a character that you should know about, and we're gonna feed this character to him because Nightmare just kind of seemed to be there. And even they like the reasoning was I have never heard a worse reasoning for an episode. Like episodes that they were blatantly wrong, they at least tried to explain themselves. This one, their explanation for why Guts wins is because he fights powerful people and wins. They don't give numbers. They don't give stats for either of them. Hell, they barely touch into any of Nightmare in the conclusion. They basically say Guts fights people stronger than him and wins, so he wins, and Guts wouldn't pick up Soul Edge. Excuse me. That is the entire reasoning of why Guts wins, and it's kind of frustrating because I'm not sold on the winner. Usually in the episodes that are wrong, that I think are wrong, they can at least kind of sell me on the winner, where I can see, okay, I see how you came to this outcome. I think it's wrong, but I can see the outcome. I'm not sold at all on Guts beating Nightmare. I'm not saying it's wrong because I don't know, but they didn't put any effort into trying to explain it, and it frustrates me. Moving on. Goku versus Superman. I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea of a third one. but I think it's a bad idea. We're about to enter an absolute shitstorm of Dragon Ball Z fans when Goku Black loses to Reverse Flash, because he's gonna. I hate to admit it, but Goku Black is fucked. Um, but like so much has happened since they did Goku versus Superman 2. That was what 6 years ago, I think. Um, but I don't. I'm afraid that if they do it again, they're either gonna get it wrong and people are gonna explode. They're gonna get it right and people are gonna explode. They're gonna end it in a draw and people will literally burn them to the ground. Um, or we'll have what happened in Goku versus Superman 2 again, which Goku versus Superman 2, if you watch it, in the analysis portion, it is very, very obviously Goku biased because they won't shut up about how great of a character he is and then straight up call Superman boring. But then you watch the fight and it's the animation is very clearly Superman biased. Um, so much of what happened in there just kind of seems weird. Superman, like, uh, Superman just walking through the Kamehameha is just a slap in the face to Dragon Ball fans. And then having the whole scene with Goku just admitting that he'll never be as strong as Superman in the afterlife, it's just that seemed just like kicking us while we're down. So 2 was bad, so I'm afraid that 3 will be just as bad or worse. So while I don't hate it and there's more they could do, now that we have like Ultra Instinct and stuff, I'm not sold on it. And I think if we do it, we should wait a little bit longer until Dragon Ball Super's over, because it's not over. The anime is on at very least a break right now, possibly over, but the manga's still going. So see where that gives us. Godzilla versus Gamera, we don't need it. Like, what is there to gain from this one? Like, there is the animation was good, the information was concise, the conclusion I saw no issues with it. I don't see a reason to bring this one back. Eggman versus Wily, want it. So everyone loves the season 1 episode. I really don't. I think it's boring to watch, and I hate the inconclusiveness. I hate how we get to the end and it's Metal Sonic wins. Metal Sonic wins. No reason given. Um, it felt like a lazily put together mid thing to put out before. I believe this episode came out before Thor versus Raiden, which is one of my favorite episodes from season 1. So it seemed like this was a last minute throw this out there while we try and finish up Thor versus Raiden, and I'm yawning. So I would actually really like to see this episode redone, because it's a lot better of an idea than Eggman versus Bowser. And I don't really know if either of them have other opponents. So bringing them back in a remake and actually giving us an answer would be awesome. Starscream versus Rainbow Dash, no. I don't want it back for a couple reasons. One, there's no need to. This was kind of a joke episode to begin with, and I'm just not convinced we need joke episodes redone. Other than like a couple exceptions. But this one doesn't need to be redone. We would gain nothing from it. And I don't want to see Rainbow Dash die. Moving on. Master Chief versus Doomguy. My most wanted remake of any episode of Death Battle. I want nothing more than this. Because I think we've gotten 3 Halo games since then. Doom made a triumphant return with Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And while I'm not completely sold on it, I have heard pretty much everyone say that Doomslayer ruins Master Chief. And this has the potential to be the greatest 3D animation that is just brutal. We need this. They've both grown as characters, and it is just awesome, and it needs to happen. Shadow versus Mewtwo. mm, I don't know. Shadow vs. Mewtwo was not a good episode. There was blatant flaws in their logic and their information. The fight wasn't bad, but it wasn't interesting. And I know the bad voice acting for Shadow was done on purpose, but it didn't do it for me. So I'm gonna put it in not too good but short with Goku vs. Superman, because it doesn't need to happen. But I don't have too much of an issue with it. But I don't think we're not gonna gain anything from it other than giving Shadow one more win. But I don't think it's necessary. Chuck Norris versus Sekida Sanchito. This is the one joke fight that I'm okay with because I want to see their fight continue. It can't end conclusively. It needs to be like we thought that we could finally put an end to this, but nope, they're still going. I don't think this will ever end, and then never bring it up again. Well, maybe not like never bring it up, but like don't do a third part or anything. But bring back Chuck Norris versus Sekida Sanchito. Bring in more Chuck Norris facts that we didn't get to see in the first one. Make them both seem even better, though they did a pretty good job of that in the first place. And just have them fight even harder for eternity. I'm sorry, Jeebus. Fulgore versus Sector is okay. It definitely needs to happen more than either of these, but not nearly as bad as these ones. I don't think the outcome would change. But the fight was very boring, the first one, so I think this could be a very good. I don't know. I feel like it could be a very good bring around for it, just because the episode I loved it when I was younger, but then I rewatched it now and I'm just like, wow, this was suck. So I don't know. Maybe it could be better. Ragnar versus Soul Bad Guy. We don't need it. We don't need it. We gain nothing from it. The first one was good. Okay. Actually, no. Actually, I'm gonna put it up here for the one reason of maybe this one won't be ruined by someone just simply saying, "Hey, you can use my art," and then being like, "Oh shit, you didn't credit me the exact way I wanted to. What the fuck?" And then it just ruins the whole thing. So, Ragnar versus Soul Bad Guy. Bring it back for that one reason. Beast versus Goliath. Okay, this goes right here because this is widely considered one of the worst episodes of Death Battle, and I totally get why. Excuse me. Um, the information was weird, and it seemed like they just kind of nerfed Beast. They weren't giving him stuff. They had the golden tree feet, which I hate. Um, and not to mention, apparently, the person doing the animation didn't even have all the assets ready when the fight was announced, which is like, what the fuck? This should have been postponed. So the fight ended up being horrible. While it looked fine, the problem was one, it was short, and two, both characters they're both these tactical geniuses who use their brute second behind their mind, and they're both portrayed as mindless monsters, and it's kind of an issue. So this really needs to be redone. Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. So take a look at every episode that I've done so far and the ones that have yet to come. I'm gonna keep yawning, I guess. Every single one of them is from seasons 1, 2, or 3. We have the only ones from season 3 are Bowser versus Ganon and Shadow versus Mewtwo. From season 2, we have Guts versus Nightmare, Beast versus Goliath, Chuck Norris versus Sekida Sanchito, Gara versus Toff, Fulgor versus Sector, Robocop versus Terminator, Ragnar versus Soul Bad Guy, and Godzilla versus Gamera, and Ryu versus Strider. Season 1, we have Master Chief versus Doomguy, Dr. Eggman versus Dr. Wily, Eggman, I already said that one, Skywalker versus Potter, Goku versus Superman, and Starscream versus Rainbow Dash, and Kratos versus Spawn. Then we have one episode, season 5? 5 or 6, I can't remember off the top of my head. Because this is the one major screw up from the last couple years, and no. Now, I completely disagree with this episode. There are so many things that are blatantly wrong with it. But based on the episode of Death Battle Cast that came out afterwards, you can very much see that they fully think that they were right. And we would just get it. We would get the fight again. We would all get our hopes up that they were going to fix their mistake. And then Green Lantern would win again. So no, I don't want this episode to get a remake. It would be a setup for failure. Kratos versus Spawn, no, actually. Because I don't want these two to come back and fight each other now. I guess I'm still yawning. It's not a bad idea, which is why I'm not putting it in Hell No, but they both have opponents that I would rather them go face. Kratos, I want him to fight another returning character, Dante, just because I think it'd be cool. I think there's other ideas, but this is the main one that I go with. And Spawn, I want him to fight Ghost Rider really badly. I might have said this already. If you can hear my brother, I'm sorry. But so while I don't hate the idea of them coming back to fight each other, especially since Kratos versus Spawn happened oh so long ago, I don't have a problem with it. But I think they both have better opponents. The final one, Ryu Hayabusa versus Strider Hiryu. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it in is okay, but on the higher end, because I have heard some people say that this is wrong. But I'm not 100% sure about that one. The fight is honestly one of my favorites of season 2, so I don't think it's a necessity like some of these ones that are just like, they aren't great, so they need an improvement, but like, Strider versus Ryu was like, really good for season 2. So I don't think it's really necessary to bring it back. But if they do, I won't have an issue with it. So these are this is how I would order the remakes, the remakes that people, I guess, want to happen. There are definitely some fights that I would rather get remakes that weren't on this list, but that'll be a talk for another time. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.